2024 will go down in history as one of the years with most celebrities exposed. One gets exposed for throwing the most awesome parties.
So ain't no party like a Diddy party.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
And being a predator, saying the N-word for views, being a predator, inviting other sick people to his island to do stuff, being a predator, watching naked midgets solve mathematical equations.
Not so fast. You are hurting me.
And being a predator, allegedly, which got me thinking and asking a question like, why a lot of famous people ruin their whole careers for some 14 years old, us, and destroy their legacy. Even more than that, why do they end up with drug or gambling addictions? So, I put the glasses and a lab coat of a scientist I've kidnapped from Area 51 and locked in my space station, and started looking for answers. But all I got was a bunch of articles talking about how predators are terrible people, which I mean, even if you have a literal buttocks for a brain, you would still say that rich and famous predators like Epstein and Bill Cosby are bad people. Anyways, I also found others arguing that rich and famous people are predators because they are protected and they can usually get away with it. But this is not convincing to me, since not all famous people are bad. There are a lot of nice rich people that will never, at least I hope so, do such heinous things. But you want to tell me these people decided to put themselves among the worst, most disgusting human groups alongside the Nazis and Karens, just because they can dodge consequences? I don't think so. Yeah, sure, having the power and influence that allow you to get away with crime does help, but why would you do it in the first place if there wasn't another reason for this behavior? So I did more digging, and more searching, and more reading, and finally, I think I found the answer, and in this video, I will present to you the vermis predators theory. First, let's answer the question of why they are addicted. Well, try to put yourself in a rich person's shoes for a second. If you're an average guy with average income, you probably can't afford a lot of stuff, and the decision to buy an expensive thing is a big deal for you. Just as big as for a dictator to put his image in every corner in the country. Anyways, let's say you want to buy a PS5 for example. You are going to work your ass off, even harder than an illegal immigrant trying to make ends meet, for months, just to be able to afford it. And once you do, you'll become the happiest person on earth for a short while. Even happier than when I see an annoying Karen get owned. Anyways, but if you are already rich, and just like a pretty woman with a sugar daddy, you can afford anything you want. So buying stuff won't give you that sweet rush of dopamine that you need anymore, nor it will give you a sense of meaning in life. And no dopamine means no feeling happy, because as contrary to belief, even if life satisfaction rises with income, emotional well-being plateaus beyond a certain level of income. Anyways, after some time of no dopamine and no meaning, you'll just get bored. But just like any other human, except a monk maybe or something, you really need that dopamine. So you're hunting, no pun intended, for any way to find meaning and happiness again. And this is why a lot of rich people pursue weird passions like collecting rare cars and antique arts, skydiving, painting, making music, sad fapping in the corner chair while your wife getting railed, and some other weird rich stuff. But for some of them, even these hobbies are not enough. They'll just get bored again, and step by step, they'll slip into the dark side, participating in risky activities like gambling, trying out dangerous drugs, sleeping with countless women, orgies, going to Thailand, just for the sake of excitement. Of course, this won't happen overnight. You would need a lot of other factors at play to reach this miserable position, like social influence and environment, where drug use is normalized and even glamorized. Or access and opportunity, because since you are rich, you can obtain a wide variety of substances easily, and you won't even need a legal prescription, and a lack of accountability, because if you are rich, who the f will tell you no? All these factors make it easier to get lost in the source of addiction. Plus, narcissism. Studies shows, as explained in this article, that narcissists are basically empathy-challenged, self-absorbed toddlers in adult bodies. They're so busy worshipping themselves that they forget other people exist, making them prime candidates for being manipulative creeps, and more likely to commit sex crimes. AKA, they will diddle. Now can you just imagine what would fame and wealth do to such personality, and how much new doors for being terrible it will open? And now since we got the addiction part out of the way, let's talk about the true dark side. Well, just like addiction, it's similar, only more illegal, and more innocent buttholes taken advantage of. These dudes will participate in even more riskier activities, so they start grooming, assaulting, Bill Cosbying. Why would anyone go to Diddy's parties even though they are very popular personalities? Meaning that they're risking their whole image. If they didn't know they'll give them the excitements they need. Or why would someone like Dr. Disrespect engage in a dirty conversation with a minor even though he has a wife and a child? If it wasn't for a deep boring life and a lack of meaning? But to be honest with you, I'm still not satisfied with the answer. Because if rich people are not as happy as they seem, why not all of them turned out to be sick and twisted people? Is there a more sinister reason? Well, not all rich people turn into raging monsters because some of them actually have a little thing called a conscience. Those with a half-decent upbringing or a bit of life experience might avoid using their money to become total jerks. Some of them actually do good things, like giving to charity or making friends who aren't just after their money, which keeps them from turning into complete train wrecks. On the other hand, some of these rich clowns, once the opportunity presents itself, and if they are narcissists, they think they're invincible, and their wallets give them a free pass to act like they own the universe. Breaking rules, taking advantage of others. To summarize the vermis predators theory, rich and famous people are not as happy as the media might picture them to be. They need happiness and meaning, and if they're originally terrible, and if they know they won't face consequences, they'll do anything to get it, even terribly bad things. So there you have it, the vermis predators theory. Tell me what you think about it in the comments, whether it makes sense or complete bullshit. And if you want to do more research yourself, I will put all the resources in the description. Also tell me about this style of videos and what do you think about it. I will stay away from explaining stuff using only memes for a while because I feel like they've become repetitive. And that's it. Goodbye.